Is it not?
When markets move, Stephen E. Orr takes the chair. From the White House to Wall Street, he's spent decades at the intersection of policy, markets, and real capital. And he's seen firsthand how institutions use data behind closed doors. Now, as founder of Quasar Markets, his mission is to pull those signals into the open so everyone can see what really moves the markets. This is Stephen E. Orr, BigBeat on Wall Street. Let's filter the future live.
Good morning, traders. Welcome back to Quasar Markets Live. Morning look at the markets. It's Hondo here, and today the market woke up and chose violence. What's going on, BigBeat? How was your weekend?
Good morning. Good. As always, I worked all weekend. I can't wait this market. I can't wait to buy it up, and I can't wait to short silver. I mean, this is craziness. I mean, looking at this, and you know, I tell everybody the same thing. Don't hold overnight. I can't tell you enough. You know, charts don't mean anything. When Trump tweets, says something, Scott Bassett comes out, says the exact opposite. You know, it's you got to take advantage of that. And I think that's what's going on today.
Yeah, here's the reality check. Tariffs and Trump power plays have the tape deep in the red. Overseas was weak, and the U.S. is basically playing catch up after the long weekend. We see the Dow down about 1.27. S&P futures are down 1.46, and NASDAQ and tech leading the downturn down about almost 8% right now. What is up is volatility. VIX back above 20 here, Steve, for the first time in a few weeks. And as you mentioned, gold and silver. It's a race to the metals.
Yeah,
I don't have to ask what you feel about it, but silver did set a new all-time high, 95.82 right now, got up as high as 95.86. And gold, man, it would seem like it was big news when it broke 4,700 earlier today, but now we're threatening to go above 47.50. You don't think there's still going to be a run today into debasement?
No, I don't. I think there are a lot of people that have derivatives on their metals, and I think that's part of it, right? Is that we're looking at this from a perspective of people are just buying indiscriminately now and buying as much as they possibly can. So, no, Howard, I don't like this in all honesty. I get it, but as I talked to Peter, yesterday about this, it's very simple. That every single time that metals run like this, it doesn't matter. I can't tell you the timing. My crystal ball's broken as it always is, but it will fall apart, and it'll be a lot of wailing and crying and gnashing of teeth, and people complaining and screaming about, oh, but no one told me that the market can sell off. Yes, look, over the weekend and especially yesterday, Monday, every commercial was about gold and silver. every metals company out there was trying to dump their metal, and they're trying to get you to buy it, and people are buying it. So good luck with that. I want nothing to do with this. I can't wait to short it this morning, actually.
Yep. No, I figured that was going to be your vibe on it. Without a doubt. Rates pushing way up here. 10-year now almost at 4.3, Steve. Broke above 4.3 earlier today. We had been trying to challenge the 4.12 area just a few days ago. So yields are up, dollar is down. That's a big deal, right?
Oh, but tariffs don't have nothing to do with inflation. Nonsense. It's complete happening, right? This market is off the skis. People, and I think what's happening now is that you're seeing the chasing happening of people who don't understand finance, and that's what's happening right now, and we're seeing that quite heavily, right? And bread and circus. I mean, last night was the Miami Indiana game, right? And probably the most watched national championship game. And congratulations to Indiana with Illinois, but it's what's happening. And so you're seeing this in full swing and full time. People are going, oh, I don't know why is this happening. Well, it's happening because the markets are letting it happen, right? And when you're seeing prediction markets and you're seeing gambling, this is what's happening. We're getting totally into a gambling, into a feel to it now. And thank you. Good morning, Zora. Look, what's interesting here, Howard, is what we have next, right? We have to play the game in front of us, and we have been. I've been doing that all freaking day, and this has been the best start of a year for me ever. I mean, I'm up 14% already this year, and it's only been a few weeks. Now, and I'll tell you, I took 3 losses on Friday because I had a problem. 3 back, and I was like, I got to stop trading because that's what I do, right? Because if you don't know what you're doing and you don't want to tilt, so I stopped trading. So when I did that, it's okay, fine, I didn't lose more money, but I was right. I looked at Roblox and I was short and I just missed it by a little bit. But even I'm down another 3% this morning. Even I'm nervous about this market, right? You cannot stay in a market. If you're there in a position and you go, okay, I'm going to hold this overnight, you're just nonsense. That's just dumb, right? I mean, unless it's long term.
Yeah, I mean, some people have long-term portfolios.
No. I don't.
I mean, right, I understand what you're saying. Swing trading is not what you want to be doing right now.
I'm not talking about long term. My long term,
unless on like days like today, you start to buy the beaten up stuff. So I would point out what it is.
No. Even that, Howard, I wouldn't. Even
well, that can be your call. Others are gonna. I mean, I don't have one way or the other on it personally.
And that's why they're losing. The institutions are absolutely kicking their butts. That's why institutions are smiling all the way. That's why they're changing in midstream. Say, okay, you want to do this? Great. We'll put you 24/7. New York Stock Exchange is going to say, okay, trading platform 24/7. Okay, you want to gamble? You want to do this all the time? Great. We'll give it to you, and we'll take your money. And that's what's happening. And I don't really mean about it, but this is exactly what's happening. And I tell people this, and they're like, oh, you're right. Yeah, but why didn't you listen when I told you, 3 months ago, right? Yeah, absolutely. Market shark, VIX jumping 20. Because how many times have we said on this show to buy the VIX to protect yourself? Because as Scott Bauer said,
below 18, I bring it up. 18 is neutral. Anything below 18, have that as a hedge. Have something else as your hedge. Have a hedge of some sort out there for sure. And I think most good traders are doing that right now. Steve, it's all about new tariffs tied to Greenland. Tariffs start at 10% on February 1st, escalate to 25% by June 1st if a deal isn't reached. And then we get the side quest 200% tariffs on some of my favorite things, French wine and champagne. I have standard trade stat, Steve. This isn't trade. It's this is nonsense. Literally economic war.
Yeah, it is. And I said this months ago that we're going into a trade war and it's not going to stop. Look, the Dow is down almost 725 points right now. Futures are down much, right?
Yeah, like I said, overseas, the Nikkei, and we haven't even started to talk about their bond situation, down about 2.65%. The stocks is down 1.3%. So, overnight markets are already telling you what to watch for and what can be in front of you. Steve, are there sectors that, there's definitely sectors to watch. There's the Trump plays, right? Are you looking at industrials, transports maybe today? You're looking at the metal names, the oil drilling names,
Nope.
No. Okay.
No. I think we got to let this settle out a bit. Look, I'm going to trade today heavily. I'm going to trade big time. But no way. Absolutely no way. No way. This is just nonsense. This is, look, and it's going to be Taco Tuesday. I mean, Trump always chickens out, so you'll see it. You'll see him pull back on this tariffs.
I
He
don't
will.
think he's gonna today. I
No, not
disagree.
today, but get ready for it. And when it happens, the market will jump right back up.
He's coming to Davos ready to go. He's
already there.
He's going to pull his shoe off and bang on the UN's mic. I mean, if you don't think that, I mean, come on.
You mean the WEF mic? Yeah, but
but Khrushchev did it at the UN, didn't do it.
Correct. He did, yeah. It's a good question. I mean, I predicted that most of them will walk out on him. A lot of them will walk out on him. You know, you don't go spit in their face and then go to their house and then you know. I mean,
yeah, it's one thing to yell at Zelensky in the White House. It's another thing to go to Davos and tell everybody.
But you know, it's interesting you say that. But France's Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, just said that NATO is incoherent. I mean,
but a lot of that is pointing to the U.S. In other words, they're saying, yeah, it's not working anymore. If the U.S. is going to do this, then how does one of us do this? That's got to be in context, because that's what he is talking about. He's been
Andy Jassy now
bashing the White House all day. He's not supporting it. He's saying, listen, we got a crazy man in the White House, and it threatens NATO.
Amazon CEO Andy Jassy just says that tariffs are creeping into prices and items right now. So, I mean, with this, we know this, right? We absolutely know this. And yeah, so it's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and what it is now we'll hear from the pundits, and I'm sure Mr. Flanagan will be one of them. It's only temporary. Well, it was only temporary 6 months ago, and now it's back again. And in 6 months, it will be a problem again because he won't be happy with something. So this is now his one card answer to everything. So it becomes a problem. And Bissett was on all over the place today saying, he used the word hysteria like 4 times in under 2 minutes in talking about the reaction to Greenland. And then does say the Fed chair nominee next week. And now it's back up to 4 people, Steve. Did you see that?
I mean, okay. Look, I don't. This president is not playing a 4D chess game. He's as the ear turns and as the world turns is what he's doing. It's literally whatever. It's a stream of consciousness, as Elon Musk would say about Twitter. I feel it's the same way the presidency. But as long as we know this, as traders, as long as we understand how he's doing this, then that's okay, and we can play it. And I've been playing against him the whole year, and I've been winning, right? You talk about it from the perspective of, well, markets are going higher. No, they're not. Just short it, right? He says things like, Venezuelan oil. Okay, well, guess what? Oil prices 58, 59, 71. Oil prices haven't moved. Right? You talk about it from the perspective of, well, okay, let's buy defense stocks because we're going to go bomb something. Well, defense stocks have moved a little bit, but not much, right? You have to understand where this market's moving and what it's doing. So right now, if you look at the markets in general, it's repricing and pricing, right? So if the price is wrong today, where's the price going? We got to think about that. We got to think about what the president's going to say tomorrow. Right, because
I will argue the point. Only one thing: defense stocks have taken off in the last month. LMT
in the last month,
5%. But the last week it's up 10.75%.
Right.
Last 6 months, 37.
How does that help a new person trying to invest in the future? I'm talking about in the future, right? How do we do? How do we think about it in the future? Mispricing or pricing? We already know it's already run. What we want to know is where we go next with this. And I don't think it's up. I think it's down. I think this market is really trying to, I mean, good Lord. I mean, it's interesting. What did Trump do? Trump personally, what did he do? He bought bonds. He bought corporate bonds over the weekend in Netflix. The president of the United States bought corporate bonds in Netflix. So he knows what? He's not going to let the Netflix deal go through. So that's what I'm saying to people. Like, it's my grandfather used to say, do as they say, not as they do, right? Because they're not on your team, folks. They're on their own team. They're grifting, right? They're telling you they're telling exactly what's happening, and that's why I'm doing quite well this year. And I don't think it's been a better year for me. I don't think in my entire life. And I'm pretty good damn good trader. 35 years doing this. And this is not even trading. This is just, oh wow, okay. It's just common sense, as I've been saying the last year. So yeah, 91,000 on Bitcoin. Bitcoin getting smacked. Right? This is the president's favorite thing. Okay, well, guess what? It's getting smacked. Down 10%, Howard.
Yeah, I told you it would.
Yeah. It's all you have to do. So yeah, I'm looking at the right now. Looking at ticker now. Tick is now down 163. I'm expecting volatility this morning, right? So where do we go from here?
Yeah, where do we go? Advanced decline is down 3,500, so not much more room to the downside. There you can see laggards, or many of them, all the beta names, all the crypto adjacent names, all of the highest tech type names, the Applied Digitals, IREN, LASR, NBIS, all of those names down the most so far today. We have had some earnings, and at least it was DR Horton, DHI. Now it's down 5%. It was an actual gainer on its earnings today. It did have an earnings beat and a top line revenue beat there, and was up as much as 2%, now trading down about 4.88%. Otherwise, the gainers are all in the metals industry: CRML, HYMC, SSRM, PPTA, all of them seeing the best growth. Biggest laggard so far, AppLovin, APP down about 5%, BitDeer down about 8% so far. So again, those names getting hit the hardest. Chips, Intel is the only one in the green so far. The rest are down about 2% when it comes to the majors. And the Mag 7, Netflix, the only one in the green on its news of an all-cash bid offer for Warner Brothers. So now it looks like traders wanted to get the deal, Steve. I thought traders didn't want to get the deal. I can't figure that one out.
I mean, I've been on my soapbox this morning to kind of tell people exactly what's happening, right? I mean, it's exactly what's happening, right? It's the fickleness and the gambling mentality that's going on right now that's really causing problems right now, and that's exactly what's happening. But take advantage. We're gonna take advantage of it this morning. I think. Look, I like this AppLovin drop. I liked it on Friday. I like it even better today. Again, please, for the love of God, don't hold anything overnight. If you're trading, you're just gonna get crushed. The volatility is still pretty high. But look, the Dow future down 730 points here. We got the NASDAQ is down 1.8%, folks, down 456 points. So, I'm looking at the Qs this morning. I think the Qs might be a good place this morning. Look, if you want to play it, I'm with you on this. There's a lot of people who are short, but we might actually go more. We might have a crash today. If they're not careful, we might have a crash today. What is that? Oh, what does it mean? What do you mean crash? Well, no, yes, I get that the machines will kick in at 7%. What? Yes, folks, it could. And I think there's a problem here today. And I think we need to be very careful here, because this could be one of those days where things just get out of hand here. I mean,
wow. Well, I wasn't expecting that. We'll see. I mean, panic in the streets. I don't know if it's there. We'll see.
We're not blood in the streets yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I mean, it's.
Yeah, it's. I'm looking at sentiment and stuff and trying to see. It's not too terrible across there. I mean, it's worse across crypto, but again, I don't know. If you didn't expect this pull back down in this area, you weren't watching or listening, because this is what I told you would happen. That was just a relief rally. Although things we'll see. We'll see how the next day or so plays out there, because we got to look and see, did the whales cause this? Did they accumulate during it? What happened? So as the forensics come out,
we saw. I was reading a couple of major OG whales at the very beginning from 2015 dumped $84 million worth of crypto Bitcoin. Another one dropped another 40 million. So I mean, I love that side of things, right? I want the OGs, the original gangsters, get out. you got your money.
There's a $9 billion whale that did it through Galaxy Digital that Mike Novogratz pointed to this past week too. Yeah, no,
So
there's
you're looking
definitely
at $200 million.
but if they're still distributing into this, that means that we're not done yet. So
Yeah,
that's
I
all
agree with that.
we're gonna
Yeah.
look at it until they stop selling. Nothing matters. We are about 10 minutes from the open here. Like Steve said, ticks down now almost 280. Advanced decline down 35.65. Volatility up 20.37 on the VIX. The DXY continues to bleed off after hitting a high of about 99.5, back down to 98.50 here. Gold at 47.43, moving back up towards highs of the pre-market trading. And silver, same thing, 95.20 here, broke to an all-time high of 95.86 overnight. Nat gas, another one, Steve, that took off with the cold spell hitting here. I will warn people, be careful, because this one starts to move the other way. We're already past the 15th. The Widowmaker starts to get into contango here, and tends to work its way down even if prices are up.
Okay, I am gonna go pretty heavy long on ZSL here on the buy side here in the morning. I think this is a little bit much on silver. 95 bucks an ounce. I mean, you heard from Peter yesterday talking about it going to 110. Wow. Wow. I mean, I still know, and that's look, if that is the case,
from a round number figure, you usually break through, you get about a 10% extra pump wick, and then it comes right back down, and that's when you start to see people panic.
And you know what's interesting? Silver is used in a lot of products too. So Elon Musk made it very clear that, look, if you like your phone just jumped up in price, because believe it or not, every phone has gold and silver in it, by the way. Shit, right? But they have it in there. I learned something. I didn't know what it was. It's called silver paste. They use silver paste for thermal dynamics inside of your phone. Peter was explaining that to me yesterday. I learned something a little bit about how they apply it, and silver is used quite a bit. And now silver has 5 times gone 5x since 19 bucks, right? We're almost there, 5x. So, you look at that and the cost
that's why the mint had to stop making those commemorative coins and things, because what was $10, they needed to make $50, and no one's buying that. Well, unfortunately, people are, but they shouldn't be buying that crap at $50.
Hearing now that President Trump will speak with Joe Kernan on CNBC tomorrow morning, so that
that's what I mean. Is he's that's why I say he's not backing away. He's coming in strong and furious. We did see some earnings from Fast that were pretty decent, Steve. Fastenal. That's definitely a play in the industrials, right?
Fastenal is a good company. I like their company. I like what they make. But the industrial side of them is really good. They've got quite a few products, by the way. But they've also they're gonna have a tough time, especially during this season here with tariffs.
Yeah, where they did definitely talk about higher tariffs impacting the demand there moving forward for sure. And they did have a top line revenue miss while having an EPS beat. So a little bit of mixed reviews, but that's got them down 6. So that's a little bit of a bellwether for me, Steve. If they had decent earnings, and then we had this happen, that's looking weak across industrials today, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Kim, good to see you. Hope all is well.
Just came in. U.S. layoffs now have hit recessionary levels here. They say employers have now hit 1.2 million job cuts in 2025. That's up 58% year over year, highest since COVID. So, I mean, I had been talking about this and beating the table over this, and here it is. This is kind of starting to melt a little bit, the markets here.
And we do see the Danish pension fund has exited all U.S. treasuries, or will do so by the end of the month. I don't expect that to be the last country to do it. So that is also going to put more pressure. Bond traders I've heard, are very much on the wrong side of this trade too, Steve.
I mean, it could get worse today. That's what I'm saying. I mean, the Dow is already, I remember back in the day when the Dow being down 500 in the morning, and you're just looking at the market going, oh my God, we're going to die. And then here we are at all-time highs, 5 years later. Look, we have to have a longer-term theory about the markets. If you're a long-term trader, which I am, I'm an investor, but trading, this is madness. You're telling a whole continent to go screw itself.
Well, it's not just Europe too. I mean, this is affecting Asia tremendously. Rates aren't just rising here. We see global bonds selling off in Japan, right? Japan's long end yield spiked up. That definitely can change global flows. They're a massive capital exporter. In other words, they usually come to us, right? If they can earn money, actual yields off their own treasuries, they'll buy their own, right?
That's right.
I mean, and if global yields rise together, does that mean we're getting into tightened fiscal conditions, right?
Yeah, Fitch just came out and says that global oil volume is unlikely to change quickly. A significant increase in Venezuelan oil production and transportation will take quite a long time. Exactly. I don't think Venezuela is going to be like that. I don't think.
Yeah, they're saying it was in such disrepair. It's going to take a while for that.
And Chevron was right, telling the president, "Look, no, we're out." I'm sorry, Exxon. Sorry, we're out. We know. We know the situation in Venezuela, but the president's right. I mean, there's a lot of oil there, but we just found the largest oil deposit in decades in Texas. So it's like, again, exploration.
That's not the problem, right?
We have oil, folks.
Listen, it wasn't about needing oil. It was about cutting off the supply of cheap oil to China, right?
Correct. In Russia, yes. Russian oil. Yeah. All right, 269.
We are about 4 minutes from the open here so far.
We're already seeing some
Denmark Prime Minister just came out and says decision to divest U.S. treasuries is routed and poor U.S. government finances not directly related to ongoing rift. Wow. So he's saying, hey, it's not because what you said, it's because what you are. That's a little bit of a different angle than I thought we'd see there.
That's harsh. I mean, that's like I said, I think
the president likes tit for tat. He doesn't like when you go actually for fact or for goes that way. So that's going to be an interesting one here, Steve, to keep an eye on over the next 24 hours. Like you said, he's not only has the podium at Davos, but he also has the podium.
And the president's making a big mistake because the largest sovereign fund. Does anybody know what the largest sovereign fund in the world is? Raise your hand if you know. It's Norway.
Norway, right there, and they will absolutely back. Although, again, if I'm not mistaken, they divested a lot already.
They already have, and they're probably the best more.
We'd have to find out. No, and that's also why there's so much pressure for the Clarity Bill to get pushed through, because they need that stable coin buyer of treasuries, or they're really screwed. 2 minutes from the open here. Get the chart up. Steve wanted ZSL, so we'll start off over there, see what we get.
There could be some buying here down in the queues down here. Interestingly enough, man, I just it's a scary move here. It's I don't like scary investing. I don't like it.
Yeah, my advice on the crypto side is to fade any rips. It's not to try to catch any knives by any means. If we can get a push back to 92, I think then your risk reward gets a little bit better. But I think 89.
Yeah, I think there'll be some. I think there's some profit taking on ZSL this morning. I'm sorry, on silver. So I have made a move here to buy silver on the open here. I was going to do it before the open, but I
buy ZSL, right?
I'm sorry, to buy ZSL here on the open. I thought about maybe doing on the pre-market, but I don't think that's the case right now. I think I'm going to wait to buy it on the open to catch whatever pop and move that happens. So what do I mean by that? That's a moo order or a cow order. We call it a moo market on open. And I put a moo order in. So there's MOC, which is market on close. We can talk about that one day. We can go through all the orders. There's a myriad of orders you can put in. My favorite obviously is FOK, fill or kill. You know, there's limit orders and spreads and all kinds of fun orders you can put in that probably a lot of Robinhood doesn't even have 90% of the orders.
Okay, market is open here. Market
all right.
is open.
I am. I can tell you what we got in here.
And ZSL at 268 from what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, I'm in a 267. That's correct. Yeah. So, and I did go pretty heavy. Yeah, looks like we're going to see a little bit of movement here. So, now folks, do be careful here because they could reverse split here on us. 269. Wow. Okay. All right.
Okay, the market is open. NASDAQ does shoot up. So first move by the algos, at least, is to buy this dip. We shot up over 612 here on the Qs. The SPY, same thing, got a nice little buy off the open 682.39 there. Tick is still negative, minus 250, an advanced decline, showing us down at 55.19. So again, breadth of the market to the downside. VIX did briefly cool off here back below 1966, but again, that's a pretty elevated level so far. The first move was to the downside on silver, although coming off of the lows here, 94.65 right now. Same type of reaction on gold, 747.39. Bitcoin, same type of reaction too. So everything is seeing a little bit of a sell-off right off the open.
Yeah, we could see a drop here in the silver
here. Treasuries sort of muted move here. Not really much that happened on the cash open. DXY is regaining a little bit of steam, but not a ton on the open either. Mag 7 Netflix still up to the upside while it has come down since the cash open. We do see Nvidia continuing to move to the downside.
Yeah, I did get lifted there. I had 50,000 shares there, Howard, and pulled 3 pennies out. So that was
Google moving back to the upside here. Apple also moving to the upside.
Tesla down 2.7% here on this dump. The Dow's only down 637 now. So there was a little bit of buying here, but folks, be careful. Robinhood now down 3% here. Oof. There's the Roblox sell-off that I called for on Friday.
Netflix now up 1.45%, so we do see that moving to the upside.
Well, I tell you, what did Trump do on Friday? He bought corporate bonds because he doesn't want the deal to go through, so it's going to go up, right?
Some of the metal miners are still moving to the upside, SSRM, HYMC, and others. We do see, as we mentioned, DR Horton, that had been up in the pre-market, is now down about 2% here. Early morning laggards, only real reversal is Laser, LASR, now up 1%. The others that were moving to the downside, although Apple Oven actually picking up from those lows of the morning. Crypto mining, not so much. BitDeer down about 9% here in the pre-market. Hut down 3%.
And Walmart's up 1%.
Defensive play, yeah.
Yeah, I mean Dow down 710. I think that first original move is probably, you know, some profit taking. Look at that. Silver still selling off here.
Hughes now moving to the upside. Highs in the morning only down 1.4%. So it picked up a half a percentage point here. Question is, do we see any relief rally here, or does it actually get sold off pretty quickly? That's what we'll be keeping an eye on. I do see AutoZone up about 61 basis points, showing a little bit. Some of the Chinese names, Baidu up about 2% here this morning. People are back in the president. DJT trading up about 2.38 in the pre-market here, 14.18 so far. Intel up 2.5%, so that's moving to the upside. And defensive names, Kratos up 1.74. Micron jumping up 2.6, 2.7%. So we are seeing some things move to the upside here, Steve.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
There are some definite winners here.
272 now in ZSL. For those of you who are, yeah, I mean, I couldn't wait to short silver this morning. That was pretty obvious there.
Expand Energy moving to the upside, up about 6% here, continuing to move to the upside. USAR up 9%. Mining name HYMC also up 9% here. Immunity Bio, the big winner so far today, up about 23%.
What you doing?
Enphase having a good day, up about 2.6%. Seagate having a good day, up 2.36%. So some of the storage names moving up. Western Digital also up 2.84% here this morning. SanDisk up 4.78%. So there is, some things there. Ondas up 5.88% here. They did have news I saw hit this morning. It was an upgrade from Needham. I think they put them at $30. Is that right? 25 currently.
Scott Bissett is was
12.76.
Yeah, we're seeing
all over TV today.
Q's are dropping
like
again.
I said, he used the word hysteria like 4 times in 4 minutes. Silver 94.20 continuing to move to the downside here, as does gold 47.29 pulling back. VIX 1971, so it's about where it hit on the cash open. Qs after getting up as high as 613.31, back at 611.
I bought TQQQ here just a little bit. Yeah, I'm in TQQQ just for a quick trade here. 51.69 is where I'm in. Probably won't stay long. I mean, depending on what this market does. But we'll see. 51.72 now.
Do you see a couple more of the early morning laggards starting to catch up here? RMBS up 1.3%, AAOI up 0.84%, and Lunar now has gone green. So a couple of those early morning laggards starting to get a little bit of a run here.
Okay. Okay. All right. I see you. And probably takes a little bit of that profit off there, Howard, on TQQ. I just did.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, back to winning again. How about that? I like that.
There you go, bud.
2 right in front of people today. So, folks, there you go. Oh, nice move today. Yeah, cleaned up my sales, my losses on Friday. I'm up. Oh my goodness! Now we're saying Danish pension fund now says they will exit all U.S. Treasuries by the end of the month as well.
That's what I said.
Yeah, no. Oh, I'm sorry, you missed that. I thought you just said the stocks because they own both.
No. U.S. Treasuries.
Oh my God. Whew. That is not good, folks. Because when one goes, they all go. Because it's part of when NATO's Article 5 pretty much is they stick together for that. So we need to be very careful of things could go really bad very fast.
Small caps recovering the best, to be honest with you. They started down about 26.32, back up at 26.52. So small
And
caps
Intel's up 3%.
performing pretty well so far. NASDAQ is moving back to the upside. Qs have regained. VWAP moving a little bit up here. So do you see a little bit of strength coming in? Tick's gone positive here at 176. About 10 minutes of it moving in the positive direction. Advanced decline, though, still steeply in the negative at negative 52.84. Was negative 57. So again, moving in the right direction. And we do see Bitcoin back above 91 here at 91,171, Ethereum 3074.
And TQQ dropping here. Q's pulling back a bit.
AutoZone looking to make a move here. AutoZone, nice little move to the upside, up about 1%. Looks like it's trying to break out a little bit.
Wow, Q's just got smacked there. So I'm saying, you can't be in these. You just cannot. You got to be careful these trades. I mean, it's just
Intel moving to the upside, up 2% here today.
Yeah.
Grados up 1.24. So there are some defensive names. Seagate, for some reason, we got on the tech side, memory and storage is definitely doing good here. You got Seagate up, SanDisk up, Micron. So that little subsector seems to be Western Digital. For some reason, seems to be catching some steam here today. ARM having a good day, up 1.3%. GFS up 2.41. So we are seeing chips have a couple of winners in there.
Man, I don't know. I kind of like this TQQ again here.
Netflix holding up pretty well here, trying to get back across the 90 handle. NVIDIA is towards lows of the day, so that side of tech definitely still getting hit. Microsoft and Google holding up a little bit better so far. Same thing with Apple. Amazon, like NVIDIA, really getting hit hard. Obviously, tariffs affect them tremendously. Whoa. And Meta down another 2.3% here. Tesla getting hit 2.6%. So we continue to slide to the downside in general across the mega caps.
U.S. trade rep Greer now says that U.S. trade deficit with the EU may exceed U.S. trade deficit with China for 2025. They're acknowledging that this trade war is going to be on for a while.
France's foreign minister, France supports the EU Parliament's wish to suspend the EU-US trade deal. Man, we're back into tariff, huh?
It's Trump tweets.
Yahoo is following up on yours. They still say that they believe in the taco trade.
I do too. I believe taco trade here today. I think it's what it is. And I
missed aren't you buying the dip if it's the taco trade?
Well, no, I did. I just missed it again. I did buy TQQQ, right? I mean, I just missed this last drop, 5150 to 5180. That could have been a nice little move there for me, but I missed that move, so I got to pay attention here. We're seeing now the advanced decline now minus 5,344. So be careful out there. We're still pretty negative here, folks.
Yep.
And remember, they are in
rebounding here, 48.85 or so. Steve might give you another chance to get into ZSL.
Maybe I don't know. There's too much going on. Just remember, they're all in Davos right now. They're all having chats, and the Europeans are not happy with Trump. So,
meanwhile, his stock's skyrocketing right now, 4.5%, moving to highs of the day, 1447 Trump media. So, wow.
I mean, the stock's at 1447 a share. I mean, it's. I mean, it's yeah. Interestingly enough, Robinhood here down 2% now. It has been moving quite fast to the upside here.
Yeah, definitely some dip buyers there coming in.
Qualcomm now down 2.35%. Qualcomm at 155 here is very interesting. That did bounce off twice off that bottom there. Now that things have chilled out a bit, your charts can be used now. I think this time to turn those charts back on, which I do like now. Look at Qualcomm here. That's a nice little chart there. If you look at a 1 hour chart on Qualcomm, that is really, really nice. If you're looking to buy some bottoms and pick some bottoms, and I know the stupid adages, don't say them to me, I already know them. That is interesting. This is a very interesting chart here on Qualcomm. Yeah, I know that there's
I see the taco trade maybe playing out today. Maybe we finish the day actually up.
It could very well.
I definitely do think you could see that. So I actually like upside here today on some of these for intraday only during today, day trading them, not purchasing them for long term.
Not hold anything over here.
I do think that I think that they could be some nice little buying today. It looks like, Steve, a lot of money was on the sideline, as you said.
Yeah.
They're seeing some value. Maybe they're thinking the same thing.
$8 trillion on the sidelines.
If you do think he's going to taco, you're playing it to the upside, right? Because all these things, especially those beta names that are getting killed right now, the Galaxy Digitals, the SBETs, the Irons, they're going to bounce right back from that. So
I know one I do like. I'm looking at pretty harsh right now. Is in believe it or not, is Nvidia. At 180 here, down 3% here. I do like this one here a lot. Look, the Qs are pushing down again. Just be careful, folks. It's too. I think you're seeing algos now invading. So just be careful.
It's going to be an interesting day for sure. Lots of volatility, definitely on tap.
Yeah, TQQ now.
1959 showing that volatility, although it's come down a little bit there. Things that are running though are all the mining companies: Highcroft, Critical Metal Corp, Expand Energy, a little bit of renewables running today: Enlight, Aura Minerals, EQT, Royal Gold, Newmont, Amcor. There are some select mining energy names, Cantera, and some of those renewables for some reason. Otherwise, that's what we're seeing across the board.
I'm looking to pick up TQQQ. Good job. Yeah, good job, Zora. Yep. Sometimes being on the show it doesn't. But I like this. I'm actually going back into TQQQ here. It might be another quick move here to the upside. Just a quick move here.
Do you see Independent Bank Corp now down 9%? Just big move to the downside here. 3M on less than stellar earnings, down about 5.25% also here today.
And I think I'm going to. I am. I'm going to take that money and run again too. So, with you, sir. I'm with you. I got the second one, so didn't get all three, but I got the second one. So 3 for 3 today. That's not bad. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Oh, nice move there. Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
There you go, BigBeat. Nicely done.
Yeah. And I think
back to negative here and down about 280. Advanced decline 5,400 to the downside. So we are seeing a little bit more of a sell-off here. We'll see what we get.
Roblox down 5.5%.
We'll mention that Tether has now gone over 1 billion USDT in circulation. 1 billion.
Man, I kind of just want to sit my hands now with through the 3 wins and take my own advice, right? But the God, Roblox down almost 5.5% here. That was one that I called on Friday. If you were sitting around with me on Friday talking about that, we shorted the Roblox. 90,300 now on Bitcoin. It just cannot hold there, can it?
Nope.
ZSL 272 now. I think the markets are just kind of chilled out now, to be honest with you. We might have found a base here. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Yeah.
Silver seeing a little bit more of a sell-off here again. Tick negative 100, advanced decline, moving back down to the downside here. VIX picking up a little bit. So we are seeing a little bit of volatility, a little bit of weakness kicking back in for sure.
51.90 now on TQQ. We are seeing Qs pushing here a little bit. Maybe this is where it's at. I don't know.
Micron now 3.78%. Nice move to the upside. OMDS on this one that I've been talking about, up about 9.46% here.
The tick is just not cooperating. It's only up 100 points and 5202. There's just not. Oh wow. The Dixie's falling here a little bit. Qs are trying to push a little bit here. Oil over $60 a barrel now.
Lucid getting hit pretty hard, down about 5% here. Dell down about 5%. So we are seeing it spread a little bit further down the line here to different things. And it's pretty much every sector across the board. I see NCLH down about 4.5% here today. So doesn't seem like any of them are really immune to it. In fact, the only sector that's in the green right now is the energy sector, led by mostly the mining stocks, up about 60 basis points. Biggest laggards so far are XLY, which is consumer discretionary, XLK, which is technology, XLF, which is financial. So all of them down more than 1% so far.
Steve Flanagan saying good morning. Another good example of why to be defensive on a Friday. UVXY up 10%. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Qs are coming on the highs of the day, though. 113.58 is highs of the day. So we do see a rebound. Slow but steady. Slow but steady move back to the upside here. Tick's gone positive again. Advanced decline moving up into getting closer to 5,000, only 5,000 to the downside.
It's a lot.
Again, though, most of the main gainers are those mining stocks and energy names. Defensive names like Hershey, Pepsi, they're flat on the day at least. Casey's General Store, same thing.
Costco up now, up $1.
Yeah, that's the defensive plays. You mentioned Walmart earlier, right?
Intel's now up 4.6%.
Intel's caught a bid this morning, hasn't stopped. Same thing, Micron up 4.65%, continuing to move to highs of the day, 381.53. So there are some names that are moving out there. Like we said, it's a stock pickers market. ARM up over 3% here this morning. GFS up 2.79. So there are some movers. Service Titans up over 2% here this morning. And more of the names that were in the early morning laggards now. EOSE turning positive. I already mentioned LASR. RMBS, AAOI, and LUNR Lunar were all down the pre-market, along with Credo, now positive on the day. So some of the early morning laggards are starting to turn around a little bit. We've seen some pretty big volatility across beta names like Fly, which have ranged from lows of 31.18, got as high as 34.36, now back in the 32 area. So we're definitely seeing winners and losers.
$51.89 now, 51.93 now on as Qs are pulling back just a little bit here.
Tick is negative again. So it is definitely some choppiness out there.
Scalping is exactly right, bro.
Choppiness.
That's exactly right. We're scalping, scalping, scalping. I do like TQQQ one more time here. I think I'll play it one more time before we leave, and then it'll be done for the day, I think. 51.86. Let's let it.
See that the House just released their over 1,000 page appropriation package, including DOD, labor, HHS, HUD, and DHS money. So starting to see Congress and Senate move in the right direction and getting some of these budget things moving.
Oh.
Seeing Blackstone Chairman Steven Schwartzman said AI-driven data center spending is powering U.S. growth, while India remains the firm's top market globally for investment returns.
Most definitely. It's India, India, India. I've heard that.
Steve, we're coming up on the top of the hour here. Qs are right now down about 1.4%, but do look like they are trying to catch a little bit of a wind here on the upside. S&P is down 1.36%, and so far the Dow down about 1.35%, and the RUT down 1.1%. What do you think the markets do the rest of the day, Steve? You see just choppiness?
Choppy. Yeah, I don't think there's anything going on. I would be very careful today. This is not a day to be making these big decisions, put it that way.
Okay, so as Steve's saying, maybe use smaller allocations towards your trades, keep some tight stop losses and profit taking on your trades. And everybody, for Quasar Markets Live, have a great trading day. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow. We'll have Mr. Flanagan with us to break down what's going on in Japan, because there's big things happening there also. So have a great day, everyone.